I don't think there's anything more to say really, but other than to hand over to our first person who's going to speak to us, which is the one and only, the quite fabulous, the absolute amazing Kathy Evans, CEO of Children England.
What a build up. Hello everyone. Like everyone, I'm loving this Christmas hug idea, and I'm not going to talk for too long, but one of the things that we've been doing and getting so much joy from this year, even in lockdown, has been our ChildFair State Inquiry, which I just thought I would explain a bit of the story. About 4 years ago, my charity was about to go under, and we had the thought exercise of if we could stay around, what would we do? And we thought it better be big. So we decided that if we could stay around, we would get young people to redesign the welfare state so that it worked again. Round about that time, my mum died, and she was the person who really kind of taught me what the welfare state had done for her and for her community. She grew up in a mining community in South Wales. Her life was changed by good public policy and by the idea of the welfare state. And so we made her life and her belief in it part of the appeal to actually keep us afloat and to start the work, and that worked. So this year we found out for ourselves 26 amazing young people. I mean, I just genuinely, I am going to put a link for you to, if you want to see a film where you can meet some of them and hear things in their own voice. I can't do that in 5 minutes here. But these are young people who have all sorts of different experiences of their own. We wanted to get young people with lived experience of the systems that we wanted to change. And they certainly do. We had care leavers. We even had a young volunteer community police officer. Young people who'd experienced domestic violence, had disabilities, both invisible and chronic illnesses, living in particularly isolated rural areas. We had migrant and refugee children. We had children who had experience in mental health system, learners with learning difficulties. We had some Roma children, single parents. Some were at university, some were already working. We even had some who'd started working in the NHS already. We had wheelchair users, some who were unemployed, young carers. And we asked them to bring that experience, but we never asked them to share it as if that had all the answers. What we understood was that they had expertise that would help us to learn how we could do these things better. And what they've developed in terms of a set of principles and ideas for the welfare state is truly amazing, and we'll be coming out with more in that, more of that in 2021. It's exactly the right time for it. When the pandemic hit, we were ready to let them stop and focus on home learning and whatever it took to adapt, and they doubled down and said we need to do this quicker and we need it out as soon as possible. So I will post a clip that you can watch at your own leisure. But one of the things that they decided to do in the research that they did, so they didn't just rest on their own 26 opinions. They wanted to hear what other young people and children had to say about it. So they designed a 3-stranded research program. And one of the things that they decided to do to finish off each interview or each focus group was to ask every young person what they would wish for the next generation. Because one of the things that many young people already have is the sense that they're already quite old by comparison. And I wanted to just share, because it's Christmas, it's a good time to just share some proper like utopian thinking and hope. And some of these quotes are beautiful, so I'm just going to read them out and let them speak for themselves. I would wish for the next generation to have a healthy life and maybe a life with more equality. There's no need to have labels. There's only one race, the human race. My message to the next generation is for them to know that to listen to everyone's point of view and understanding before you say something is really important, because I think people's beliefs tend to stem from their families a lot. And if they were just to listen to other people and other points of view, then maybe they'd be more open-minded and that would help to make the world more accepting and friendly place for everyone. I want to see an education system that is extremely supportive and effective for people, for making people into model citizens, but also free thinkers, one that will render prisons obsolete. I hope people will come together to fight injustices and help others come to accept themselves and other communities as well as the world around them. I wish that everyone is judged on the quality of their character rather than what they look like or where they're from. I wish for the next generation a world full of love, respect and tolerance of diversity, and a world that's basically without borders. My one wish for the next generation of young people is a caring atmosphere and an understanding that there's more to the world than school. This one is channeling John Lennon, I think. I wish that one day nobody will need money. I wish for them that money will become a tree and you can take the money from there. You can take the money from the tree. Maybe one day we'll use chocolate instead of money. And my one wish for the next generation is to embrace each other's individualism, because we're all unique. And in a way, that's what makes us all the same. We're all unique. And the last one, simple 6 words, but I wish for peace and freedom. So those are some wishes shared from young people who participated in the research, and I just find myself reflecting on how powerful it is when you put people back into policy. I've been doing policy for 30 years, and my real hope with this entire endeavour was to take what I learned from my mum and what I kind of felt about the world and see what young people felt about the world, and believe me, it's proved inspiring.
Thank you so much, Kathy.